Todd, I don't know about you, but man, this 2020 is turning out to be just a nightmare. All these fires everywhere. There's so much wood smoke in the air. I'm down to half a pack of cigarettes. How you doing, my friend?
Hey man, let the fire keep burning, my friend.
That's
Let them
right.
keep burning. Listen, let it stay as hot as our home line has been, except
Man.
for a little bump in the road in San Francisco.
Well, let's lead right off with what's got to be another. Now, I'm pessimistic about this, but let's show this graph. Who's the second hottest team in baseball over the last 16 games or so?
Absolutely.
Seattle
No,
Mariners.
Seattle Mariners. And by the way, interestingly enough, and I know this comes as news that will make you very sad, as well as our very funny friend Brad Upton, very sad. The New York Yankees are going south. They are literally at 500 right now, and they started out and just absolutely running away with the American League East. So because they've gone south and we got hot, and I'll tell you, it's nothing but prospects. Understand something, as a pessimistic Mariner fan, and I know you are, and allow me to play devil. Listen, I know. We both have scalded dog syndrome. You can only open a door with a bucket of hot water so many times without the dog looking at you saying, you know what? You getting ready to throw that water on my ass, aren't you? You know what I'm saying?
I do.
So we've had this for years. But I finally think I see exactly what is in the mind, somewhat, of our general manager, Jared Dipoto, okay?
Enlighten me.
Well, because I think right now we are chocked fat with really, really promising young prospects. And that's what the game is about. The game's about future. Now, the idea, of course, Jeff Young, is that it's not in our not too distant future that we are competitive. But what I love about what Dipoto has done is he has bought himself a get out of jail card for the next season. Because of the shortened 60-game season this year, he's saying don't expect anything until 2022. But we got 4 stud outfielders in the pipeline, and I mean studs, okay? And Evan White has finally found his bat, as well as always having had a glove. So I'm optimistic on that note, but the rest of our schedule is daunting at best.
Well,
so we know not to expect anything, and the shock of shocks, as we both know, would be if somehow miraculously, and let's face it, how many guys have I seen the last 3 Mariner games who walked up to the plate or came out of that bullpen, and I had no clue of who it was. Why? Because Jeff Young, they were fresh off the bus from Arkansas, and so happy not to have to go to a Waffle House and eat anymore. No more long bus rides. Guess what? We stayed at a hotel. Life is sweet in the big leagues.
Kind of hard to hate.
These boys are coming in hungry, man.
Kind of hard to hate on a player you don't even know his name, right?
Can't even go to the guide to try to find him.
Listen, we've been here before, my friend. As little as last year when we jumped out to, what was it, 16-2?
Yeah, it was 13-2. We won 13 out of our first 15 games, and probably should have won 14 of them.
Of course we should have, and we should have won more than that. But I've been down this road before, and I got to tell you, man, it's another trap the Mariners set for us long-suffering fans. Oh, yeah, the Mariners, I tell you what, I can see what's happening now. They're in contention. We're only a couple games back of a playoff spot. Everybody gets psyched up. No, you know what's going to happen? Same thing happens all the time. The Mariners are Lucy holding that damn football, and us fans are Charlie Brown getting ready to kick that thing through the uprights, and then boom, pull it out. We're on our back going, where the hell are the Seahawks? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. And at least we have to fall back on.
Well, listen, they have been playing pretty good, and like I said, kind of hard to hate on a player. I don't even know their names. I don't even know who's in that lineup from one step to the next, but I do know that Marco just pitched another complete game.
Yeah, no, we've got some pieces, Jeff Young. Believe me when I say this, and I'll tell you this.
I think he relaxed. I think the reason he's pitched so well the last couple games is because he likes it in Seattle, and he knows if he had done that well before the trade deadline, he'd be gone.
Yeah. Sometimes I get the feeling that everybody who's on that team realizes as they step up to that plate or out on that mound that they are auditioning for how they're going to look wearing pinstripes.
That's right.
And that's the really scary and sad thought in all of this. And I'll tell you, our Rookie of the Year candidate, who I think is going to win Rookie of the Year, okay, Mr. Lewis, he's unbelievable, this guy. And there's no doubt in my mind that he'd be a big trade piece. And let's face it, they'd be absolutely nuts to get rid of him. That'd be like getting rid of Griffey when Griffey first started playing for us. There's no doubt in my mind that Kyle Lewis is part of the big piece that is the future of the team. But we'll see. Like I said, man, Dipoto bought himself a get out of jail until 2022 when he says we're going to really be competitive. Well, shock of shocks is that they're competitive this year. And hell, we thought they weren't going to win 20 games.
I know, but I'll tell you what, man, I'm just tired of the Mariners being the farm system for the rest of Major League Baseball as far as grabbing good players.
Oh, there's no doubt. And listen, they got plenty of pieces to dangle right now.
I know they
Let's just hope they don't dangle some really important pieces offensively just to get some pitching help, which is what we really need.
But I'll tell you right now, my friend, I'll say it right here on Lockdown Sports, if the Mariners somehow get into the postseason in this COVID baseball 2020 60-game love affair, I'll eat something.
Eat Jeff Young. Eat a jar of jalapeno peppers. Okay.
Listen, I've got some ghost pepper hot sauce, and I'll put it on something and eat it on Lockdown Sports if they make the postseason.
Okay, I got to take you up on that bet, man.
All right.
And by the way, no water allowed. Okay.
No water
just
allowed.
So you, no milk, no water. If they make it, and I'll tell you what, I like your bet, man. I like the fact that you are literally putting your stomach on alert.
Oh, I am, and my mouth.
Okay.
Tears might be flowing from the pain, but
Jeff Young, you're gonna be hollering as it goes down, and you're gonna really be hollering when it comes out.
I'll do
in the morning.
So
come on, man.
Come on, man. Come on. I don't know if you caught that that cardboard cutout that's sitting in the front row behind home plate, and his back. It was a picture of his back is turned to the field of play, and I thought, there's a Mariner fan. That's a cutout. It goes into the Mariner Hall of Fame. Back to the play. Disinterested.
Back, exactly. I can't watch
waiting for the hydro races to pop up on the scoreboard.
Yeah, you know what? And for the first part of the season, that was the highlights. But let's face it, man. We have some things to look forward to from a baseball standpoint. And by the way, let's jump to the Seahawks, who are now currently ranked according to Pro Football going into Week 1, which will be this Sunday, in an exciting early morning, 10 a.m. home opener against the Atlanta Falcons. They are currently ranked, Jeff Young, as number 9.
Come on, man.
In the power rankings. Now, Colin Cowherd has them at number 7. I pay about as much attention to that as I pay to polls. You know what I mean?
Oh, they're not giving any love to the Seahawks this year.
Which is fine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because, I mean, we only make the playoffs every year and double-digit wins. So we got a better defense. There's no reason. I think we're going 11-5. I think we're going to win the NFC West.
You're not the
and
only
one, man. I think it's going to be against the Cardinals and not the Niners. I think the Cardinals are going to be the dangerous team in that division this year.
Listen, we saw how they slapped us at home.
Oh,
they slapped us upside the head at home. And let me tell you who made plays all day long and just got rewarded for it was Budda Baker. Ex-Husky Budda Baker, making big plays. By the way, speaking of making big plays, Jeff Young, I hate to bring up a sore subject, but man, my heart goes out to you. I know as a Bronco fan for what time it is right now with Von Miller. Okay, it's couch time following surgery for Von Miller. And for all you guys out there who had Von Miller on your fantasy team, ouch.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh,
because you just never know, man, until the season starts, which is what makes fantasy football, to me, such an insane sport. However, it's absolutely loved by millions. Millions of people play this. My sons are out of their minds. And do you play, by the way?
You know what? I played it for 15 years with my brothers and some of the guys we grew up with in Colorado. And it was a ball, but I started getting burned out. You know, I'll never forget the one year I got the first pick in the draft and picked Brady, who then had his knee blown out in the first quarter of the first game that year.
Oh, wow.
But you know what? I haven't played it for about 5 years, and I got to tell you, it's boy, I got a lot of free time on my hands.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and by the way, you don't find yourself monitoring NFL Red Zone, do you? I mean, maybe for the love of the game.
Yeah, but not that I'm not in fantasy. Before, you're locked into the Red Zone all day and night. My wife, you know, she left me for 2 months. I didn't even know it.
Exactly. Of course you did, man. She said, wait a minute, where's Val? Is Val here? No, Val's not here.
this is the first game that all these players have been in. They've had a couple scrimmages, supposedly full contact against their fellow teammates. But man, we are going to see guys limping off the field after every play on this opening weekend. There is going to be a boatload of soft tissue injuries, groin pulls. I just hope to God we can get through it without the medevacs.
Without too many injuries.
Oh, it's going to be tricky to get through that. But real quick, we got some Seahawk updates. Our favorite drafted receiver out of the University of Hawaii was waived, John Asura. And they brought in this Penny Hart, wide receiver.
What?
And that's what they waived Asura and brought in Penny Hart. I'm not sure where he's from, but we already got a penny on the team. And now
exactly.
What? They're going to rub two pennies together and hope we get nickel coverage? I don't know. But I think Asura's, if he clears waivers today, I believe it's today, he's on. Oh, no, I think maybe he already is on the practice squad. And of course, one of the most popular players, one half of the Griffin brothers, Shaquem, he was waived, but he's back on the practice squad. They've got 6 additional players this year to put on the practice squad so they can plug somebody in case the COVID takes them out. And so I think we're locked and loaded. I think we made enough upgrades on the defense. Things are going to be good. But, and then college. So, I think Seahawks are going to go 11-5. I'm excited. Can't wait for NFL. Meanwhile, college football has already jumped out of the gates for the last couple weeks. And, of course, we all know that the only schools playing college football right now are all in the southern COVID region of the United States. Apparently these guys they don't, maybe living down there just doesn't give you enough hope where you want to protect your life. You know what
I don't know, man.
But you know what?
I do think?
We've got some exciting college football from those southern schools, and we just got a late score in right now. South COVID, Alabama leading Central Arkansas Respiratory Academy 2-0. Anyway, I tell you, it's creepy, it's crazy, and as inconvenient as it is, I'm glad I live in the Western United States because we're keeping a lid on this thing. These southern schools, LSU is going to allow 25,000 students into the games, and no tailgating. And they said no tailgating, but you can hang around your vehicle with the people you came to the game with.
Oh, because
I thought that's what tailgating was.
That was, in my mind, obviously the dictionary definition of tailgating. Gathering of people around said vehicle, eating and drinking heavily before sporting events.
Oh my God, yeah, drinking, eating, they're young. The sweet memories they're going to have later on in life as they're in intensive care thinking about those hot wings and that nasal swab.
Oh man.
What else?
Well, listen.
What else going on? We got the NBA playoffs now. I tell you what, this has been a source of major excitement, and for us sports people, it's been fantastic. The action is unbelievable. So before we get into the action right now, we got to pull up our favorite boneheaded player, J.R. Smith for the Lakers. I don't know if you saw
this. What did
this.
JR do, man?
Let me tell you what, this was a few games ago. Somebody forgot to tell JR where the three-point line is on the bubble court, because he apparently thought that big, thick, black stripe on the sideline was the three-point line. Check this out. Even LeBron can't. Even LeBron's giving him the 0. Poor JR. The boy's got to lay off the Henny before tip-off. That's all I'm saying.
You know now why J.R. Smith sees limited minutes for the Lakers. Okay? They just can't afford to have those kind of mental missteps, man. And he did the same thing when in the finals against Golden State, when they had a chance to steal a game.
Oh, yeah. Had no idea.
Okay, free throws missed. He's got a chance to put the ball right back up and win the game, and instead he decides to dribble the ball out to the top of the key with 4 seconds left to play.
He thought they were up by 1. It's crazy.
Well,
I'll tell you what, So the Lakers, they won their game. They look like they're going to be able to take care of business. But I gotta give a little love to team from my home state, Denver Nuggets. Man, I mean, listening to the announcers after Game 2, you could see they were absolutely amazed that the Nuggets won. Nobody gave them a chance. Charles Barkley said they were going to be swept by the Clippers with that three-headed superstar team they have. But boy, these youngsters on the Nuggets, they shocked them in Game 2, and they dropped the game the other night. So they're down 2-1, and they'll be teeing off tonight. But I'll tell you what, they're an exciting team. They're one of the youngest teams in the NBA. And these kids that Michael Porter Jr., here's an interesting story. This kid is a bona fide superstar in waiting, and he's blowing up this tournament for the Nuggets. And a lot of people might have forgotten this. Michael Porter Jr. was the #1 high school player, #1 ranked high school player coming out. And he committed to Washington, the Huskies.
Okay.
And Romar, Lorenzo. Remember?
Back when Lorenzo was coaching us.
Back when Lorenzo was coaching us. Well, so Porter signs, commits to Washington. They fire Romar. And the next thing you know, Missouri has hired his dad as an assistant coach, and bing, bang, boom, Michael Porter Jr. goes down and has a nice little, I think he came out after only 1 year in Missouri.
Wow.
He was projected the #1 draft pick in the NBA, and a couple of teams who were going to pick him #1. I can't remember who they were. Their team doctors said pass on him because he had a back injury and he had a discectomy. He fell 14 spots, and the Denver Nuggets say, you know what, we'll take a chance on this kid. They drafted him. He had another back surgery, but he's healed up now, and he's a monster. In fact, they're saying he had the dunk of the tournament. Here it is right here, and you got to look at his dad's up there watching it. Look at him give the little side eye like, I told you he was good. But I'm excited for this team. They're young. Jokovic, the Joker, he is the best offensive big man in the NBA. Doc Rivers even said it. He hasn't seen a big man throw passes like he was passing like Magic Johnson. I tell you, it's just one of the most exciting series we got going in the NBA right now.
They're fun to watch, man, and they're not done yet. They played the Clippers tight in Game 3. They played them tight. We both know that, man.
Game 4 is tonight after you watch Lockdown Sports. Flip it over. It should be very exciting. And I'm just thankful the NBA did this right, and they're giving us some exciting sports to lead us right into the opening weekend of the NFL.
Come on, man.
I'll tell you what, I just have high hopes. I think the Seahawks are going to stay COVID clean. They're getting tested every day. They're minding their manners. And everybody wants to let Russ cook this year. That's the mantra for the Seahawks.
Are they going to let him cook, Jeff Young? That is the question.
Only if Jeff Bezos says he can.
Really? What's the richest man in the world serving up, Jeff Young?
He's serving up flapjacks to Russ and his bride and little future. Anyway.
Wow. Wynn's too young for anything like that, but that's some clout. When you got Bezos at your house serving you
pancakes.
By the way, imagine looking at the richest man in the world and saying to your wife, honey, I believe the help has arrived.
Yeah. Here's a thought I had. This guy's got more money. This guy needs to throw some of his money back into helping out the city that he's laid siege to, for starters. But you know what, man? I'd love to see Bezos step up and buy the Mariners, and let's turn around and do to the Yankees what they've been doing to all of Major League Baseball forever.
Ooh,
just open up and buy every superstar on every roster, give them all $20 million a year, and sit back and let's get some World Series.
Oh, big time. Replace all those cardboard fans with real fans and feel the excitement in the park.
I'm telling
As you know, Jeff Young.
Baseball, buy that World Series ring, man. Buy it for the fans.
Thank you. Please do what they do. Do what the evil empire has always done, Jeff Young. If they'll sign for X amount of dollars, we are willing to up the price.
Although, you know what? If Bezos bought the team, we wouldn't be able to see the home games unless we signed up to Amazon Prime. My man, I'm excited about this weekend. We'll have football tomorrow night.
Getting back to fantasy football for a minute, Jeff Young, I've never played because my whole concept of fantasy involved a midget and another man wearing white suits on an island with a tower and a bell ringing as a plane flew over.
The plane!
Okay, that was...
The plane!
Exactly, okay?
I worry about you, my friend, if your fantasy involves Hervé Villachez.